Hello, Morongo Basin, and listeners around the world online at Z107.7 FM.com. Here is the Z107.7 Local News for Thursday, June 4th, 2026. A fire at a mobile home park in 29 Palms sent one woman to the hospital and displaced another. On Sunday at around 6:45 p.m., crews from San Bernardino County Fire and the Marine Corps Air Ground Combat Center responded to a report of a residential fire at the Hacienda Mobile Home Park on Adobe Road in 29 Palms. County Fire says that 2 mobile homes were on fire with a third threatened by flames. Crews were able to extinguish the flames, but County Fire said that the 2 homes were completely lost. One resident, identified as an adult woman, was injured in the fire. She was taken to High Desert Medical Center by Morongo Basin ambulance. The resident of the second home was displaced but uninjured. County Fire said that a power line was found to be downed during the blaze. They did not indicate that it was a cause of the fire. The cause of the fire remains under investigation. An alleged squatter in Landers was arrested. The property owner was arrested as well. On Monday at around 10:15 a.m., the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department received a report of a squatter at a home in the 60,100 block of Terry Lane in Landers. Deputies say the report came from Angelita Talamantes, 43, who told deputies she owned the home. Deputies arrived to find a woman living in the home, identified as a 29-year-old woman, and they say she fled the scene in a vehicle. During the investigation, deputies determined that Talamantes was a convicted felon on probation. Deputies say they conducted a compliance check and found a pistol and ammunition in a vehicle belonging to Talamantes. As a convicted felon, she is prohibited from possessing weapons. She was taken into custody just before 1 p.m. Deputies say that at around 3 p.m., the suspected squatter returned to the home on Terry Lane. She was taken into custody for investigation into obstructing a public officer. Angelita Talamantes was arrested for investigation into being a felon in possession of a firearm and ammunition and violating the terms of her probation. She is being held at the West Valley Detention Center without bail. The suspected squatter was arrested on suspicion of resisting arrest. She was cited and released at the scene. After months in detention, an asylum seeker building a life in the Morongo Basin has been released on bond. Reporter Adeline J. Wells picks it up from here with an update on the developing story.
After spending nearly 11 months in detention in Eloy, Arizona, Rocio Bohili Mocara was released on bond on Thursday and returned to her home in Yucca Valley. Rocio, as she will be referred to in this story, is a native of Equatorial Guinea who fled her country in May 2024 due to political persecution. She had been living with Yucca Valley resident Lori Portillo, making roots in the community and navigating the legal asylum process when ICE detained her at a routine hearing in July 2025. A group of local women in the Morongo Basin has been organizing around Rocio's case, assisting her in obtaining the necessary documents, contacting legal and political representatives, and filing an appeal of her asylum decision, which she is currently awaiting. On March 9th, exactly 8 months since she was detained, Rocio filed a petition for a writ of habeas corpus with the United States District Court. The legal procedure allows individuals to challenge their detention as being unlawful. Rocio argued that her prolonged detention violated her right to due process and that it was causing her health to further deteriorate. Rocio also cited an August ruling by an immigration judge who denied her bond due to a lack of jurisdiction, yet found her suitable for release and ruled that $3,500 would be a sufficient bond if jurisdiction existed. A magistrate judge responded to Rocio's petition with a report and recommendation that she either be granted a bond hearing, with the burden of proof on the prosecution to find her a flight risk, or be granted release upon payment of the previously recommended bond. On May 14th, District Judge Krissa Lanham ordered Rocio's release upon payment of the $3,500. The Morongo Basin Group secured Rocio's bond through the National Bail Fund Network, a project of the Community Justice Exchange that works to fund pretrial and immigration bonds for community members across the country. Portillo received word on Thursday that Rocio was to be released from detention that day. In the early morning, officials took Rocio and others from Eloy to a church operating as a welcome center. Those released deceased had until 3 p.m. to arrange transportation. Rocio borrowed another individual's phone and called for an Uber to a transit station, where she boarded a bus to Blythe, California. Portillo's sister, Denise Krebs, explained that she, Portillo, and fellow resident Deb Bollinger drove from the Morongo Basin and picked Rocio up from the bus station that evening.
It was so exciting to see Rocio sitting at a little table at the bus station in Blythe. When we went up to her, she just hugged us and couldn't stop.
Rocio's release on bond is not without its restrictions. She is required to wear an ankle monitor while awaiting a decision on her asylum case appeal. However, Krebs asserts that optimism continues to guide both Rocio and the supportive network that she continues to build here in the Morongo Basin.
She's trying to make sure she's following the rules with her monitor and just celebrating her release every minute of every day, but also knowing that she's going to face the judgment of the appeals court, but she's hopeful and positive.
For previous coverage of Rocio and her journey in the Morongo Basin, visit the links in this story at Z107.7fm.com. Reporting for Z107.7 News, this is Adeline J. Wells.
The Boys and Girls Club of the High Desert will start their summer programming on June 8th. On tomorrow's episode of the Z107.7 Up Close show, Club CEO Shakira Michaels will talk with host Gary Daigneault about the club and their programs. Hear how the club gives kids the freedom to build their own experience this summer, whether they're into gaming and coding, performing arts, hands-on science, or just having fun with friends. It's all about the Boys and Girls Club of the High Desert on tomorrow's Z107.7 Up Close show live Friday at 10 a.m. A popular program that allows any California resident to visit state parks for free has been rejected for funding by the state assembly. Online news editor Robert Hayden has the story.
The California State Library Parks program is at risk of disappearing. The program allows any California state resident with a library card to check out a free vehicle day use pass for more than 200 participating state parks in California. Since its launch in 2021, the program has expanded from 5,000 passes up to 33,000 because of the strong demand. Day use fees at California state parks can range anywhere from $10 to $20, and the program was created to help reduce barriers for families and communities to get outside and access the physical and mental benefits of exploring your public lands. A California State Parks Foundation survey found that nearly 70% of participants reported household incomes below $60,000, and more than 63% identified as Black, Indigenous, or people of color, and that same 63% said cost was the primary reason they had not previously visited a state park. Our libraries here in the High Desert participate in the program, and the Mount San Jacinto State Park near Idlewild is one of the closest participating state parks. It's also a great place for desert dwellers to visit during the heat of the summer, as the shadier timber forests of the San Jacinto mountain range offers an entirely different environment than our surrounding Mojave Desert. The California Assembly budget plan rejected funding for the Library Parks Pass, but residents who think they should reconsider can let their voice be heard. If you want to see the California State's Library Park Pass added back into the budget, calparks.org has created a page that lets you easily contact your state representative. You can visit calparks.org/save-library-pass. It only takes about a minute. And if you thought your library card was only for checking out books, you're missing out on some added benefits you weren't aware of. You can find more information and the links mentioned at this story on our website, Z107.7fm.com. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Robert Hayden.
And finally, it's graduation week at the Morongo Unified School District. As part of the last week of school, our 3 local high schools are holding graduation ceremonies, and a number of classes will hold promotion ceremonies. 29 Palms High School is holding their graduation today at 7:30 p.m. And tomorrow, there are promotion ceremonies at 29 Palms Junior High School at 7:30 a.m., Oasis Elementary School at 9 a.m., Onaga Elementary School at 9 a.m., Palm Vista Elementary School at 10 a.m., Yucca Mesa Elementary School at 10 a.m., Friendly Hills Elementary School at 10 a.m. and 1 p.m., Joshua Tree Elementary School at 11 a.m., and Yucca Valley High School is holding their graduation tomorrow at 7 p.m. For the full graduation and promotion schedule, you can see this story at Z107.7fm.com. We'll have updates throughout the week. That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. If you hear about news happening, let us know. Email us at tips@z1077fm.com. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z107.7 Local News, I'm News Director Jeff Harmatz.